If there's a topic that I know that listeners of this podcast always love more content on is the topic of niche clarity and just getting clear on brand. And I think this is a perfect time to really dive into that clarity. So that's what we're doing on today's episode. I like to help you reframe and the way you see your brand. I want to do that for the new year, but also every time you have questions, this is an episode that I want you to come back to so you can reframe your mind, set clear direction, get clear on your niche, and move forward because I know you have such an incredible message to share. It cannot wait.
Do you want to be seen as the go-to in your industry, get more sales, easily attract new opportunities, but feel overlooked online? If so, you are in the right place. Hey, I'm Eugenia, but you can call me E. I'm a marketing strategist, a wife, and a new mom. I learned the secret of how to be seen as an authority and have people think of you for new opportunities and more clients. If you're ready to get clear on what makes your personal brand unique, build a magnetic presence online, and get more eyes on your business, this is your next move.
As a creative, there are so many times or so many circumstances when we need to get clarity. I know that sometimes it is demonized, like, oh, you should not be wanting to get clear. That's just an excuse, blah, 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 blah. I just believe that we don't have a system for clarity. I don't think we have a real understanding on the concept of niche. I think as creatives, as visionaries, people that are really like running 1,000 miles per hour in their brains, sometimes when we go to fit into narratives or frameworks that are designed for people that are a little bit more structured and I guess linear thinkers, it can get a little bit hard for us. And I understand that. So that's like, I'm zero judgment on this podcast and 1,000 solutions. That's like my goal for today. And there are circumstances, many circumstances when you might get clarity, but in my experience working with so many creatives, I have seen like 3 big buckets. Number one is when you're first launching your business. I think that's a big moment when you have a message you're passionate about. Maybe you've been creating some content around it, but now you want to give it more structure. You want to have an offer. You want to build a solid personal brand. And you look around online, everyone's talking about niching down, and you're like, okay, I need to get clear on my niche. And that's a moment when we seek a lot of clarity. Also, when you are or when you have been successful, but things don't feel right or aligned anymore. So like things are working and there's no really like nothing's broken, quote unquote, but it doesn't feel aligned anymore. In that moment, I see so many creatives and founders and visionaries wanting to get clear. And also when you're going through a personal change. So maybe nothing has changed, let's say with the business, or maybe you're not launching anything new, but you have changed as a person because something has changed in your life. I'm a new mom right now, and that's kind of an identity shift that has so many implications in my day-to-day. And that, of course, moves me to seek clarity in so many areas of my life and my business because there's a big personal shift. And there might be other cases in which you need clarity, but those are usually the main 3 buckets I see. And it's so funny because our go-to in those moments tends to be creating a new content strategy, or let me find new pillars, or let me find, something new to talk about online, or disengaging from your online presence and being like, ugh, I need a break, and you just disappear. And we've talked about this whole cycle of like you disappear, engagement goes down, then you reappear, but the engagement is down and you think it doesn't work and you disappear again. So it's like you are starting the cycle because you are unclear. Or also this engagement could look like you kind of don't care. So you're like, I just want you delegate a person, like someone, the AI, whatever, like an entity, to take your content from the past and just repurpose it because you're like, I don't want to create anymore. Like I think especially, listen to this. If you're a creative and you are not wanting to create anymore, I'm like, okay, there something's up here. Like there's a lack of clarity here because We are wired to think and create and just like put our perspectives into the world. So if we're not feeling that push, I'm not saying that you don't want to be on Instagram. Like the platform, I don't care. Maybe the platform is not for you and that's a different conversation. But it's like if you're like completely blocked and you don't want to create anything anymore, that's something that needs to be looked at. And then in terms of business, all of that, like restarting your strategy all the time or being disengaged or just wanting to not create and just like let's repurpose everything I do like in the past I did in the past, I don't want to create anymore. All of that, people notice, or people stop engaging with you. You stop getting leads, you stop getting sales. So you see how that lack of clarity has consequences in the way that you show up, and then that ends up affecting your bottom line, where you think, oh, it doesn't matter, like I don't need clarity. You need clarity because if not, that's going to be the consequence. And real quick, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I know I need clarity, but I don't even know where to start, I made something new for you. It's free and you are going to love it. It's called the Obvious Choice Bio Builder, and it's simple guided clarity kit that helps you articulate who you are, what you do, how you want to be seen without slipping into generic marketing language. It is a very long questionnaire. It's going to be the best interviewers you're going to get, and you have amazing AI prompts so you can put into ChatGPT to really get it done fast, because I don't want you overthinking either. So you've been going through a transition, or you feel like your identity and your message aren't matching anymore, this is the perfect next step. You're going to walk away with a clear bio, a clear intro, and a clear sense of direction. You can grab it for free at clearbiobuilder.com. The link is in the show notes. So, how do we fix this? How do we get clear on our niche? Niche, by the way, is this term that basically signifies what segment of the market you're going to serve. And getting clear in your niche, there's two parts to that question, right? There's the part of clarity and there's the part of choosing a niche. Getting clear is one thing, and we think that the problem is the niche, but the niche is really just a solution. Choosing a niche for your offers in your business, like what segment of the market you're going to serve, that is a choice that can come from your personal experience, like I'm going to start serving these people, or that can come from the feedback you are getting from your audience. And you can literally go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, give me 5 ways for me to define my niche. You can do that, and ChatGPT is going to give you ideas and strategies, and they usually work. The problem is that if it was so easy, then why would people be doubting over and over again? The problem then is not the niche, but the clarity behind that decision. So I want to make it clear, and maybe I should have said that earlier, but we need to focus on that internal clarity, right? First, clarity rarely happens all at once. Clarity happens in steps, and you get the future or the vision revealed little by little. Maybe you first get very clear on the segment that you want to serve, or maybe you get very clear on your framework, or maybe you get very clear on I should launch a podcast, right? Like that's my next thing. Or maybe you get very clear on, wow, I really should be speaking on stages. Like it happens little by little, and we need to be okay with that steady progression of clarity and look at it as a puzzle. We get pieces of the puzzle and we are bringing it together. So then our job becomes having the emotional resilience to sustain the puzzle building, right? The process of all these pieces coming together. And we are okay with not having all the answers at once. We are okay with letting go of control. We are okay with the uncertain, right? Because that's a huge part of building a business as a creative. So once we develop that resilience, there are 3 big buckets that are going to start giving you clarity. And if you work on them one by one, you're going to start getting so confident in the uncertain because you're going to have the certainty in the places that matter. It's going to be magical. And then you can go into ChatGPT and say, hey, give me 5 strategies to define my niche. And it's going to be so much easier to make decisions in your business for your business because you have all these 3 pieces of the puzzle clear. Number 1 is your identity, and this is who you are and how you want to be seen. And you need to take time defining this. Don't go straight to the actions and the tactics. Like, that's like going straight to goal in Monopoly, collecting 200 and being like, oops, yeah, amazing, I skipped a round. No, it doesn't work that way. Work on your identity. That's your strength, your skills. You need to be super aware of what you're bringing to the table, your values, your voice, your vision. Like, get clear on that. Then get clear on your message, and that's what you say, what you teach, what you stand for. Like, what is it that is coming out of you in a way that's cohesive and clear? This type of clarity is more external clarity. Like, how can I make it easy for the person that I'm reaching to understand what I'm saying? So this is your brand narrative. And this is where we bring all of those identity pieces into a more, like, in a communicational framework. This is your messaging, how we start thinking about the topics that you want to explore. And that leads me into the 3rd piece of the puzzle. Remember, everything is connected. So don't try to bypass one step and go to the 3rd one. The 3rd piece of the puzzle is your presence. And this is how you show up in a way that's consistent and that's very you. That's very confident and that's very aligned. And this is that specifically now, what are your content themes? What are your platforms? How can you feel confident being authentic online? How can you, what's your storytelling approach? All of those, like sustainability, like how can you make this sustainable to you? All of that comes in your presence, which is how you show up. This is your performance, the side of performing for your brand. And I know performance has been a little bit demonized as well. Like, oh, social media is not a performance. Social media is 100% a performance. Performing is not bad. I am a performer all my life, in writing and singing and acting. Like, performing and using your stage is beautiful, especially for creatives and visionary. Performing doesn't mean it's fake, right? Performing means standing on a stage and choosing what side of you is going to be shown. That's the beauty of performing. So the best way as a creative to get clear on your niche is working first on your identity, making sure you understand all of that, your vision, your strength. Then your message, what is it that you're saying? What is it that you're communicating? And then putting together all the pieces for your presence, which is how you're showing up, how you're making your performance make so much sense. And remember, I just launched a free bio builder, and this is going to help you so much on this part of getting clear on your niche. The more you get clear on what you are saying and what you're communicating, the more your niche is going to be revealed. And then, sure, tell ChatGPT, you could say, hey, based on my identity, my message, and my presence, can you give me the top 5 strategies to define my niche? And they're going to be great. I've done it. It's going to be awesome. So first, do this exercise. Also, get the bio builder. It's going to help you so much. You can get it at clearbiobuilder.com. Again, the link is in the show notes. And get started with this. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm sure you're going to have a great time and you're going to get so clear. And come report back to me, because I want to see what you come up with. And I cannot wait to see you back here very soon. Take care. Un beso.
I hope you loved today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and send it to someone who's ready to be seen as the go-to in their industry? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. I love reading your comments. They remind me of those little notes you would send your friends in high school, you know? Okay, see you back here soon with the next episode. Un beso.